Hola, hola, hola. Bienvenidos. AL Golden Octagon en español. Yo soy Mateo. Aquí es Dios. All right, that's all I got because I'm white as shit and I don't speak Spanish. But what a way to intro. Messed up the intro, played the same thing twice, but got this 20-pound sombrero on. I don't know how it's possible to wear one of those all day, but we are here, we are live, and yeah, that's about all the Spanish that I got. D Rose, let the people know how you been, dude.
Man, doing the Spanish neck rolls to try to increase the neck muscles. I definitely see that because we had seen that thing when you had brought it over when we were up at the beach, and goodness gracious, I mean, you can get a workout with that freaking thing hanging on, dude. I'm telling you. But no, things been good ever this way, man. I'm still in shock from over the weekend, and we didn't have a reaction podcast. Of course, the one weekend of a pay-per-view, we're like, you know what, not even worth it. It actually ended up being like a wild night of fights, and we didn't end up doing a post fight for it. So I felt like I almost had a kind of like almost like missed it because it was just a whole bag of mixed emotions from over the weekend, man. But a great fight weekend overall, and hit some bets, but as we could talk about it a little bit more. But yeah, Izzy busted the couple ones that we had, and yeah, ruined that ladder for us, man. That really hurt.
Yeah, man. So before you start talking too much about it, we're gonna recap this past UFC pay-per-view real quick. At least the main takeaways, at least the top 2 or 3 fights. Anything else you want to talk about from it? And then we got some fight news and announcements like we do every other week. And then lastly, we will be covering Noche UFC Grasso versus Shevchenko numero dos, predictions, picks, and give you our bets what we are looking at this weekend. As we always do, we appreciate all of y'all for joining us truly, because without y'all, why would we be here going live and such? So let's take the time to shout out the chat as we always do. Austin was in here mad early. Sorry I missed the show last week. Checking in early for tonight. Well, we appreciate Austin. No worries, brother. Everyone's got things going on in life. You can't always stop to watch two losers over here talk about fights on YouTube every single week. We
appreciate you making the effort that you do to come in and listen, though. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Hell yeah. We got Lush in here. JDM by decision is still my opinion. Lush was in here earlier too. I don't know what happened to the comment, but I saw him earlier while I was getting all the stuff set up, and then it disappeared. So I appreciate you, Lush. We got Silent Six in here. LFG, mate.
LFG, mate. Let's do it.
All right. Do we get a classic Matt Vape hit intro tonight? Always, brother. Always.
Risking his throat all for the intro.
Yep. That was the vape. Glad I've been a Strickland fan. Grabbed an immaculate Shadowbox signature for $30 earlier. Since got $130 for it Saturday. Wow, that's nice, brother. Got a ton of Prism and Select for it too. Yeah. I think I may have gotten a few Sean Strickland cards, but to be honest, I don't care enough to go back through my collection and look for them to sell them. To be honest, just because it's like, bro, I don't care. I'm still sick.
Still. 100%.
Oh, Derek. Okay. 100 chance of clouds when you tune into the Golden Octagon. Always, y'all. Tom Bullard saying middleweight champion of the world. Chubaluffagus saying let's go Mexico. Crocodile done. Deshaun gets it done, boys. Oh, that's upsetting. Yeah, went 4 for 5 on my picks. The only one I didn't get was Ty. I knew I should have went Volkov. Hey man, it's a fish fight at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure most people had Izzy anchoring their parlays like we did this past weekend, and yeah, just feeling so confident going into the main event, like, oh, I'm cashing this, and then it just not working out for you. Huge flip. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Aussie crowd behind Crocodile Dundashawn. Indeed, they were. Indeed. So, what's good, Daniel? How you doing, brother? Glad you were able to make it in here. So let's get started, man. This past weekend, I guess, dude, the only 3 fights that I remember really was Carlos Solberg getting a submission, Volkov getting a submission, and then obviously the main event, dude. I'm just like, what the hell? I actually made its own video for the main event. I'm sure all of y'all that's like watching now probably already saw that. If you didn't, that's my thoughts on the main event. But I'm gonna give D Rose a chance to let y'all know what he thinks about the main event and where to really go from here. Rematch, just lay it on me, D Rose, and I'll full screen you.
Yeah, just of course, obviously, huge Izzy fan, as you guys see back here, and was just as you said, going into the main event, we're kind of doing the Birdman hand rub as we're kind of counting the money before it hit, because I mean, let's be honest. I mean, minus 675. We didn't think the line was we didn't think the line was high enough. But yeah, we didn't think the line was high enough. We was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be easy work. And kind of as that first round played out, I mean, it was looking like just like a typical Izzy fight. Kind of what I cautioned people going into this fight. I was like, man, if I know Izzy, man, I can tell that he's going to really just go in here. He was treating this as just a regular job, going in and kind of just clocking in for his shift, and was just ready to, he was ready for 5 o'clock, man. And Sean really, he went in there. You could just tell that he was just a hungrier fighter in the moment, walking him down, jab, 1-2 down the middle, just perfect shots. And of course, rocking him at the end of the first round. I thought Izzy won the second round, but I thought what was huge was when Sean went back to his corner for going into the third round, and Eric Nixon, his coach, said, man, we're not here to lose the decision, dude. Like, we're not here to lose this pretty decision. Get in his face and get after him, because he doesn't like it. And from then on out, Sean literally just stayed in Izzy's face. Of course, Sean just had perfect defense with the shoulder roll and that Philly shell. With he just kept, having his arms up high, and he was getting hit with some leg kicks, but he checked a good portion of them too. I think I'd even mentioned, going into last week, that I did watch a couple of the embeddeds, and I did see where Sean was training, and a lot of his work, he was very light on that front foot picking it up. So it did seem to play out in the fight as well, that he was ready for that leg kick. Blocked a lot of Izzy's punches, and man, for me, the most disappointing part being an Izzy fan is that, I can even look back at the Alex Pereira fight and say, oh, well, he got hit with a shot, but he was winning the whole fight. Fight got stopped, whatever. Jan Blachowicz fight, I can say, well, he was winning, it was 2-2, and then Jan took him down in the 5th round, and, that's what won the fight, was a takedown. But for this one, there's no excuses. You can't literally say anything. I mean, Sean literally from the time that third round started on, it was his fight, and Izzy had nothing for him. And as well, the other disappointing part was when Sean is walking Izzy down with 30 seconds left in the fight and doing the stupid, dumb bullshit Sean Strickland, come on, Jack, come on, I'm going to give you a chance to win, come on, like with his hands down, walking forward, and seeing Izzy just backing up, and it's like he's just smiling, because you know how it is when you're busting with your friends, and that one friend, kind of gets one off on you, like it's a joke, and you just got to kind of smile, because it's like, damn, you got me good, I can't even do anything. Izzy had nothing for him and could not do anything for Sean at that moment. And for Sean, I mean, it was just an absolutely just stellar performance. He just rose to the challenge and honestly made it look easy, and made it to the point to where, I mean, I don't really know how much Izzy would be able to do if we're going to talk about like an immediate rematch within the next 6 months. If Izzy doesn't take some time off to kind of like regroup and kind of get himself together, if they get a rematch within the next 6 months, I don't know if I'm super confident Izzy going into that fight. I mean, that's how thorough Sean Strickland made that fight, and just super impressive on Sean Strickland's part, man. So nothing but hats off to him.
Yeah, so for the most part you agree with me, right? Like,
Yeah,
it was just like I'm a huge Izzy fan, but it's like he just got beat. Dude, you could have possibly made a point of every round, dude. It could
yeah,
have been 5-0, dude. And it's like even getting dropped in the first, and it's like that's like the first time that I really saw, oh, Izzy has no shot at fucking winning this because he will not throw straight punches. I got to go grab my laptop charger, D-Rose. In the meantime, do you have anything else on that fight, or do you want to talk about co-main event?
I'll talk about in terms of what I think will be next, and what I would like to see. Me personally, I would like to see Izzy kind of maybe take some time, kind of regroup. I think all of us kind of go through a stage in our lives where we kind of hit this burnout stage. Whether it be with work or whatever the case may be, if they're hobbies or anything that you have, and you just kind of hit the point where you just feel like you're kind of doing the same thing over and over. I'm wondering if Izzy kind of has that to a certain extent. I mean, he's been very busy since he's joined the UFC in 2018, and I know Alexander Volkanovski is really the only other guy who's really been as busy. So I would like to see Izzy take some time off, and truthfully, I would like to see Dricus versus Sean Strickland for the title. And I think that would be the perfect fight. I think Dricus, he's done nothing wrong. He didn't want to take the fight against Izzy in Sydney because he said that he was injured. Coming out of that Whitaker fight, and Whitaker was cracking him with some shots, and right there when he was that finished the sequence, he was landing some bombs. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did hurt his hands or anything coming out of that fight. And I think he's the most deserving. Dricus is. I think it only makes sense to do Dricus versus Sean next. And Izzy takes some time. Man, Dana seemed pretty adamant on making that immediate rematch happen. So if he is to do that, I mean, I can't really argue against him. I do, I have the same opinion as you as far as, Izzy's lost, 2 out of his last 3 fights at middleweight. I do think there's, he at least has to get one more back before he ends up fighting for another title shot. Maybe I've heard people say the winner of Costa and Hamzat maybe fight Izzy next. But Dana seems pretty adamant on it. So if he's pretty gung-ho on it, and I want to see what Izzy says next, but right now it makes me feel like they're going to do an immediate rematch. I don't know how soon, but it makes me feel like they're going to end up doing it.
Yeah, man. And me and you both being Izzy fans, I personally don't like that fight right away, dude, because it was like, dude, Izzy, what I've seen so many people like Izzy looked off, dude. Did he? That's the same shit he always does, dude. It just wasn't working. So unless we don't know something, dude, unless he was like sick or something like that, dude, and he had absolutely no power, dude, I truly just don't know. And shout out there, Goofy, dropping the 199 super sticker, brother. Truly appreciate you for spending your hard-earned money over here on the Golden Octagon, brother. So thank you, man, my guy. Silent 610. I like Izzy, but not trying to be a jerk rag on him, but he does not deserve an immediate rematch. I think the only reason why they would do it is because of that cheddar. The only reason that the UFC would make that rematch immediately is because the star that Izzy is and the amount of that it would
bring. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think Sean, kind of, solidified himself at this point as a star. So I do think that, in terms of money wise, is Dricus versus Sean the money fight, or is Izzy versus Sean the money fight? And I think that's the obvious answer. But me personally, I would like to see Dricus, but not if I go to my workplace right now and say Dricus Du Plessis, nobody knows who I'm talking about, and that's that's kind of the point now.
I got you. Shaw was saying, I told y'all Sean was going to run through Izzy. You may have, brother. I have no idea. But if you did, you probably got called an absolute nutball and crazy. And, if so, we were the wrong ones.
Yeah, super wrong.
Yeah, truth be told, city kickboxing sucks. Who knows? Who knows? I just think there's a lot of hate right now because, for so long all these haters couldn't say shit, and then the one time that Izzy like loses, that they all come out. It's like, it was one fight. I'm sure Izzy beats everyone else, so y'all would say Matt, like, fucking Max Holloway sucks because he fucking loses to Volk and beats everyone else, So I mean, everyone has their own opinions. Any guy that beats Alex Pereira is a dangerous man. I think Izzy comes back strong if he takes time off. Indeed. Dricus and Sean would be such a good fight. Sean KO's Dricus mid to late rounds. Dude, the only thing, Paul, you may be like forgetting this. After Sean Strickland's motorcycle accident, dude couldn't really wrestle for a long time. One of his legs don't really work to its full potential. So I think that's why when he does fight a wrestler, he's going to face some issues because he can be taken down. Dricus' cardio looked pretty bad even in the Whitaker fight. Hey, it went like 2 rounds. I don't know how you could say that. Izzy and Dricus for number 1 contendership makes sense. I feel DDP and Izzy and Strickland. Cannonier too, because Cannonier was the backup, and let's settle the beef. Yeah, how about this? Let's just put all 4 of them in there at once, and the winner gets the title, because the UFC is now with WWE as TKO, right? Right, Hero. So now we're just gonna do a fucking Hell in a Cell for the middleweight championship, dude. Is he like dogs in a weird way? Possibly, who knows? But that's his own thing. I'm a fan of him as a fighter. Volk is even from CKB, which is hilarious that people hate on them because something that doesn't even exist. Craziest fact about Prayer is he now has 3 victories over 3 UFC champions in 6 total fights. Cool. All right. I believe we are all caught up. D-Rose, co-main event was at Tai Tuivasa and Alexander Volkov getting the Ezekiel choke over Tai Tuivasa in the late second round, dude. Dude, I had Volk 3 or decision in quite a few bets. I mean, Volkov in 3 or decision in a few bets, dude. And I was about 30 seconds away from being like, yeah. And then he Ezekiel choked Tai Tuivasa from Mount, dude. What's your thoughts on that?
Dude, I thought it was super impressive, man. And I just thought that, Volkov did what Volkov normally does. And that's just, he uses range. He uses his, he uses kicks, his boxing, dude. I'm telling you, his hands, like his power, it just seems like it gets better with each fight. And I'm telling you, it seems like Volkov gets better with each fight that he's been having ever since that Curtis Blades and kind of Cyril Gahn series that he had, when he lost those fights. Ever since he's lost those, he's gotten so much size. He uses his reach well, kicks. His combos are nasty. He kept nailing Tai Tuivasa with those uppercuts every time Tai would dip his head. He was just catching them clean with those. And he kept going for like the standing front, like he kept going for like the John Jones standing guillotine there for a little bit. And I was like, man, I was just super interested. I was like, I've never seen Volkov be as submission heavy as he was, but he was damn determined to get one. And Tai put himself, he put himself out of position. I think it was a leg kick that he missed. He kind of fell, and Volkov took top position. And dude, to see the Ezekiel choke, I was like, no. I was like, he's not choking him, is he? I was like, no. Oh shit, he got the freaking Alexei Olenek choke, dude. That's nuts, man. So it was cool to see Volkov kind of show new wrinkles in his game.
Yeah, and there's one more. Carlos Ulberg, dude. Getting it done with a rear naked choke over Da Un Jung. The fight was over, and then they went back, and then they called it round 3 sub with 11 seconds left, dude.
That's what I didn't. So what happened with that? I didn't understand that, because that scene where you had sent it was submission. I was like, but dude, I thought it was a decision. I didn't see where he tapped.
Yeah, so it went to a decision, right? But the last like 30 seconds, Da Un Jung was in a rear naked choke from Allberg. And apparently sometime throughout there, he tapped, but the ref didn't see it. So the fight ended. But Herb Dean after the fight was like, yo, he tapped. And so they went back to look like at all the replays, and at 11 seconds he tapped. But like I would have thought, like, dude, what's the difference? I don't understand. Like, if the ref didn't see it, then the fight would have they've stopped fights before fighters have tapped because they thought they were out. And now the guy tapped, they let it go on, and then they reverse the fight to when he tapped, dude. I just smell something fishy in the Australia water. Like, yeah, we needed Carlos Ulberg by submission, or by some kind of fucking finish. So, yeah, we need this to be rolled back. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great performance from Carlos Ulberg overall. Just, he's so explosive, man. And I will continue saying, dude, his hand speed, he reminds me of a light heavyweight Michael Johnson, man. I mean, his hand speed is just absolutely crazy. Dropped Da Woon Jung there in the first round. And where he messed up in that Nzechukwu fight when he fought him was when he ended up hurting Nzechukwu early. He went to blitz and wasn't able to actually get the finish. And then Nzechukwu was able to finish Ulberg later in the fight because Ulberg had gas. Ulberg really, conserved his gas tank there, even after dropping Da Woon Jung. Really stayed composed the whole fight. And to me, it just wasn't close. I mean, Ulberg just nasty hooks. He's got that nasty left hand, man. I mean, I don't know whose left hook is better between him and Alex Pereira. I mean, I'm being dead serious. Like, I mean, every time he throws that check left hook, it lands. I mean, and it looked like every time Da Woon Jung got hit, it looked like he was getting hit with like a bat. Like, but his reactions were just boo, boo, like just big reactions every time he got hit. His face got sliced up. And man, Ulberg to get the submission finish, dude. He was pretty determined. He was getting some vicious ground and pound off there at a certain point. So I think another, similar to Volkov, Ulberg, I think he showed wrinkles in his game because he looked like he was getting a little tired there in that third round. Da Woon Jung was putting a little bit of pressure on him. But man, Ulberg ended up just using his wrestling, grounding him out, then getting the sub. So really good performance from Ulberg, and used all the tools in his game to get it done.
Yeah, man. And before let's run through these real quick. We did have 5 different fights for the Pick Champ this past weekend, where I did have it, but it's either covered up right now or who knows? Maybe I still have it. But pick number 1 was Gabriel Miranda versus Shane Young. I did officially pick on change. I did officially flip on Change to Cheddar, but because of the podcast and it was our different picks, D Rose did pick Gabriel Miranda and I did pick Shane Young. Pick number 2 was Blood Diamond versus Chuck Buffalo, where I went Blood Diamond and D Rose went Chuck Buffalo. Pick number 3 was Jack Jenkins versus Chepe Mariscal, when in my opinion Jack Jenkins looked fantastic round 1. And in round 2, Chepe hit him with like an arm throw and like broke his elbow or something like that. So that's pick number 3. Pick number 4 was Tyson Pedro versus Anton Turkali, where I did go Pleasure Man and D Rose went Tyson Pedro. And pick number 5 was Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov, where I did go Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa and D Rose did go Alexander Volkov. So not only is D Rose and new this week, and he's not even here right now. Not only is he and new Pick Champ this week, but he also hit me. He also hit me with the clean sweep. D Rose don't even know where his belt's at. That's
Where's me belt? Where's me belt?
Where's my second belt? Where's my second belt?
Give me the belt.
There it is. There it is. D Rose,
give me that belt.
Hit me with the and new and the clean sweep this week. So 5 different picks on the pay-per-view card, and D Rose got all 5 of the different ones right.
Broke out the broom, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, we also did have week 1 of the parlay ladder starting out last week for y'all. This is what it looked like right here. We were going to try to turn $20 to $1,000, and with our parlay, and little to be said, this was our parlay. It was looking good. We were about to cash it until the main event when what happened. So yeah, we didn't win that this week, but it's all right because we got another one for y'all. We got another one. We're gonna come back at you. We're gonna hit the reset button and act like last week did not happen. But yeah, man, let's go ahead. Anything else on the whole card you want to talk about, or let's jump into our fight news? We got we've been in here about 30 minutes, and I feel like people are starting.
No, let's keep it moving.
All right, fair enough. And letting them know we got a clean sweep.
Let's go. Breaking out the broom.
Black Jags left hooks cleaner than Alex. Alex left hooks and nuke. Fair enough. All right, so let's jump into our.
That's right, Lush. On to the next ladder. We're gonna bring another ladder for y'all this weekend, and we are pretty damn confident this is
dude. All the
Not
favorites this weekend, dude.
Confident.
Lines this weekend are ridiculous, dude. It's like everyone's a minus 500 favorite.
Yeah, and the part that sucks about this weekend too coming up is that it's what 10, 12 fights, so it's not many fights on the card at all. So you don't have these maybe these smaller obscure fights to where you could pick from to kind of build on. You got, as you said, -4, 500, and Raul Rosas is -700, dude. It's a hard weekend.
I would guess probably like minus 900 by now, dude.
That's nuts, man. Absolutely
all right,
crazy
dude.
to think.
So first one, as soon as we got off the pod last week, I actually saw this. Bobby King Green going to be taking on Grant Dawson October 7th. What's your thoughts on that, dude? Everyone's a Bobby Green fan, but I just feel like he's a different generation, I guess. Like Grant Dawson's this new up and comer, dude. He's a great wrestler, and Bobby Green's kind of struggled with that, dude. I would have to take Grant Dawson off the jump. What's your thoughts on that?
This damn cat down here is meowing. Stupid ass. But no, normally Bobby Green, he's normally doesn't. I mean, obviously he fought Islam, but a lot of times they tend to matchmake him like with pretty fun fights for the most part. Drew Dober, Lando Venata, guys like that. He's been matched up with Dustin Poirier in the past, Rafael Fiziev, but to match him up with Grant Dawson, I just think you're kind of misusing him as far as using his fight style as far as people watching. But I mean, Grant Dawson's good, man. I mean, I think it'll probably be
that's a main event.
Oh shit! Oh well, that makes a little bit of difference. I see why Bobby Green's willing to take that because it's a main event.
Yeah, Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green headlines UFC Vegas 80, dude. Interesting. Yeah. Well, all right. So I guess Bobby Green trying to make a run at the title. I don't know, dude.
Probably the check's probably a little bit bigger with a main event, I'm sure.
Yeah. But Grant Dawson off the top, or are you going Bobby Green?
Yeah, Grant Dawson. He'll probably get it done by decision.
All right. Up next, my guy returns. Trevor Peek, baby, against Muhammad Yahya, and that's going to be UFC 294, so the Abu Dhabi card in October, dude. So Trevor Peek going to be going against the hometown guide, but those guys over there could be kind of frauds, dude. You never really know because they get kind of protected. He's going to get his chin tested, that's for sure. What's your thoughts on that?
Hopefully Trevor Peek cleans up some of the stuff, as far as his technique, but he's always in a fun fight and he always delivers. But as far as who I think wins, I mean, hell, I don't know enough about the other guy to even give an opinion one way or another.
All right, fair enough. We got Jared Gordon going to be taking on Mark O. Madsen, UFC 295, November 11th. That is in MSG. That's a John Jones card. Thoughts on that?
Nice. I mean, I don't really have many. I do not have many.
Fair enough. That's this weekend. We'll get into it. Yeah, I don't care about that one. Carolina Kovalevich going to be taking on Diana Belbita. Thoughts on that?
Good scrap. I know Deanna Belbita is kind of, climbing up. Carolina, she's won, about 2-3 in a row now after she lost about 7 in a row. So, she's starting to feel herself a little bit now, and that should be a good fight. And Carolina's looked a lot better in the last few. So, even when we were calling for her retirement there at one point, she's reeled off a couple wins and has looked a lot better since.
Fair enough. Dude, kind of a good scrap here. We got Joaquin Buckley taking on Alex, the Great White Morono, October 7th. Thoughts on that?
Man, that's an interesting fight. If I had to guess, Morono's probably going to be the favorite, but Buckley's live. Buckley's a dog, man, and that's a good fight. We constantly say it, and I say it as well. I constantly underrate how good Alex Morono is. I'm like, he just looks goofy, so I just don't think he's that good of a fighter. But when you actually watch him fight, the dude's solid as can be, man. Good boxing, good wrestling, good submissions. Like he's very well rounded. So I could see him giving Buckley some issues, but Buckley's also got that speed and that power, man. So that can make a difference. So that's a good scrap.
Hell yeah. What's going on, Tank Niner? Glad you're able to make it in here, brother. Sorry for your long days at work. Those can be rough, my guy. I feel you sometimes there.
Yes,
just
sir.
in time. We haven't really gotten into the fights for this weekend yet. We're still going over from recently announced stuff, but there's not too many more. This is probably the last one right here. We got T-Rex Terrence McKinney taking on Chris Duncan, October 14th. What's your thoughts on that, Dorian?
That is why is you telling Mr. McFarland, our old high school teacher, when you said my name just now? Yeah. Yeah, you definitely had a Dorn. Like, yeah, that's definitely how you sounded. But no, that's a good fight, and man, that's a tough fight for Terrence McKinney just because I'm not saying Chris Duncan is the greatest fighter, but man, if there's one thing we can say, that dude is tough as an old leather boot. Like that dude, he's a dog. It's hard to hurt him. I mean, even in his fight in Contender Series, in the first time around, I can't remember who he lost to. The guy, he's in the UFC now too.
He's actually fighting this weekend. Charlie, hold on.
No, not Charlie Campbell. I'm talking about because Chris Duncan was in the Contender Series before that, but in that fight in the Contender Series, he broke his arm in that fight, and he only lost by decision. Like he literally kept going with a broken arm in the fight.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but he's just so tough, and we know Terrence McKinney. We know he's all finished, man. So if he doesn't get the finish early, he tends to gas. So I'm interested to see how this plays out if McKinney isn't able to get the finish early.
All right, dude. All right, that is the last one that I have for the news this week. Do you have anything that you would like to say before we get into this weekend's card?
No, man. Let's get rolling into the weekend.
All right,
a short night of fights.
Oh yeah, I'm glad he brought this up. So are you aware? Are you guys aware of Hussein Askabov? He was meant to fight Daniel Pineda next month. Dude, this dude got arrested in, I think, Thailand for him and his brother for tying some dude up in his house, robbing him for all of his shit and then leaving him outside in the road, dude. And this is a literal signed UFC fighter, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Look at that. Crazy.
And murder. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts, dude. UFC needs to pay these dudes more so they don't have to no, that's not
did the dude not have his fight in the UFC already? Or you know what I mean? A lot of times they won't get paid until they actually have the fight. So
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean they do need to pay more, but I'm just saying in terms of damn dude, you hadn't even I don't even know if he's fought in the UFC at that point. You're almost you're almost there. Just keep, if you just hang there just a little bit longer, you can get a payday, dude. I'm telling you. But it's crazy.
Oh yeah, he had already fought once in the UFC.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Well,
at that point.
should have won your fight, and you wouldn't have had to be out here kidnapping people. Should have trained harder, and you wouldn't have to have to kidnap and torture civilians. What a loser!
Yeah.
Dude. I cannot believe some dude did that. Like,
yeah, I mean, and yeah, I mean, I don't even want to say train harder, but it's just the fact that like be smarter with your money. Like, I mean, you're getting paid. I mean, you're probably getting paid 10 to show, 10 to win. But I mean, if you're still getting $10,000, I mean, that's still like a pretty decent. Obviously, you're not making a lifetime off of $10,000, but you can get you a nice little foundation going in terms of building something. But people just aren't.
I mean, I just think it's a lot of these like managers and shit, dude. Like taking 20% like off the top, and then they got to pay taxes and shit. Say you get paid 10 grand, then you got to pay 20 like fucking 20% to your manager. Then you got to pay 5%, 10% to your coaches. Say you have 70% of it left. Say you have $7 grand left, and then you got to pay taxes on that, which is like 25% of that, dude. You have like $5 grand left, and then what if you have a broken arm and you can't fight for the rest of the year? So you have $5 grand and a broken arm, and you also can't work, dude. That would be rough. Nope, it ain't worth it to me. It ain't worth it to me, dude. Crazy. All right. So let's get into this weekend, brother. As we said last week, we did have the start of the ladder, but it ended up falling out as week one. So this weekend, we got the same shit coming at y'all. We are going to start with $20 this week. Try to win a $50. Next week, we'll put that 50 to win 100. The following week, 100 to 250, 250 to 500, and then week 5, 500 to 1,000. There is a break in there somewhere, D Rose. I think October 1st or October 7th. We don't have a card. One of those two. Like it's like around there. There's a little bit of a break, so we only can do this for a couple weeks, and there'll be a little bit of a lull in the action for the ladder. It'll be like a skipped ladder, if you will, or just, we're taking a little rest on the way up the ladder. But we got another one for y'all this weekend. So stay tuned to the end for that. All of y'all usually do anyway, because y'all are the boys. So let's see, before we get into it, yeah, shout out Silent Six for the update. Reminded me and knew more about it than what I did. Who else is depressed because Saturday?
I'm still in denial, Colton. I'm still in denial.
Yes, we are, Colton, for sure, brother. It's just like right after the fight, I just sent D Rose like a video. Like I don't understand how it happened. Like I just watched the fight and I literally don't believe it. Like I don't understand what happened.
I still don't now. Like I'm still sitting here like, nah, Izzy's the champ. Yeah, like he's gonna fight, Drake is next, and no, he's not. He is not the champ anymore, and he got pounded out by Strickland, man. It's nuts.
Yeah. Indeed, dude. This weekend though, we've got, where's it at? UFC Noche in Las Vegas, Nevada, or Noche UFC in Las Vegas, Nevada, headlined by Alexa Grasso taking on Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko. We've got Kevin the Trailblazer Holland taking on Jack Della Maddalena. We've got Raul El Nino Problema Rosas Jr. taking on Terrence Mitchell. We've got Daniel, the Golden Boy Zellhuber, taking on Christoph Giagos. We've got Fernando Padilla, I don't remember his fight name, taking on Kyle, the Monster Nelson. We've got Lupi Godinez, taking on Elise Reed. We've got Roman Kopylov, taking on Josh Fremd. I think he's the Big Yens. We've got Edgar Shirez taking on Daniel Lacerda da Silva. Don't let him fool you, but it's the same guy, the guy that has about 3 minutes of gas, but he's held for 3 minutes. We've got Tracy Cortez taking on Jasmine Jazz the Vicious. We've got Charlie Campbell. Just now talking about him, or I thought we were. He's going to be taking on Alex Reyes. We've got Josephine Knutson taking on Marnik Man in the opener of the fight, opener of the card, if you will. We've got a lot of canceled fights. If you guys just want to take a look at those, and we'll get into just a few of those as we are talking about the fights, though. But D Rose, you want to grade the card as a whole, my guy, before we start talking about it?
Yeah, it's tough because it did lose a lot of fights. I didn't realize it lost that many fights until I seen the list of them that you just showed. But yeah, that's it's a decent fight card. I mean, the main event's interesting. I mean, that Kevin Holland and JDM fight, that's an awesome fight. So there's a few spots on here where it's a good card. But yeah, it's definitely man, you would like to have seen some of those matches that were originally made on there to have held up, because it could have been a really good card.
Yeah. I feel you. But your grade as a whole, though?
Let's go C plus. Dude,
oddly enough, I really think the prelims for this card are better than the pay-per-view last week. Like, the prelims are truly better here. What's your thought there?
I will say, as far as, and it's easy to say it after the fact now, that main card last week delivered. I mean, if we could say as far as the name value, whatever, and I was down on it as well. But man, all those fights are finishes. All those fights are bangers. Except for the cop and the shoot the box guy. Besides that one, but it was a good main card.
Felipe Daytona.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm looking at this main card. It's got good fights, but I mean, Alex Reyes hasn't fought in 6 years. I mean, I think Roman Kapilov and Josh Freeman is a big mismatch. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know it's on the prelims, but Joe Huber, Giagos, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not the greatest card, but it's a solid card. I'll say that it's solid.
Yeah, prelims last week were real bad. Blood Diamond is bad. Hey, and I picked him to win.
Yeah, pretty bad.
But yeah, dude. So here we go, dude. We're gonna try to have 3 different fights this weekend, so I can win the pick champ back. But up first, we got Josephine Thunder Knutson taking on the Sawed Off Savage Marnik Man. That's a pretty cool fight name, to be honest. 6-0 for Josephine Knutson. 6-1 for Marnik Man. Josephine Knutson, according to this, D-Rose, you want to give me your odds, but according to Tapology, I got minus 450 for Josephine Knutson and plus 350 the dog for Marnik Man. I may have said minus 4. I may have said plus 450, but I meant minus 450 for Josephine Knutson. 27 years old for Knutson. 50. Jesus, 27 years old, 5'3", and a 60-inch reach. What am I doing? Marnik Man is 30 years old, 5 foot even with a 64-inch reach. D-Rose, you want me to start, or do you want to start?
Yeah, you go ahead and start. I know nothing about either.
All right. Well, in that case, Josephine Knutson fought on Contender Series like a couple weeks ago against Isis Verbeek, dude. And this girl has so much plastic surgery in her face. That's why she didn't get fucking knocked out, dude. It's like her older pictures to her in the octagon.
Oh,
yeah. Was all, like, swollen up in her chin. Dude, I was like, what the fuck? How is that even legal? Yeah.
The red hair.
Yeah. And she got head kicked early first round, dude. I see why fucking Knutson's a huge favorite, and I believe she was like world Muay Thai champion in like 2018 or like something like that. So not just from Sweden, a world Muay Thai champion, and trains at All Stars with Hamzat. I think Hamzat actually got her on the Contender Series. Marnik Man, on the other hand, lost on the contender series last year via head kick from Bruno Brazil, and then won at LFA, dude. But I'm going Josephine Knudsen to probably win a decision here, but Josephine Knudsen for sure winning this. Probably spent way too much time. D-Rose, which way are you going?
Yeah, let's go Josephine, just because I do remember that. Now that you bring it to my attention, I do remember the fight in the contender series. She put up a good fight, good striking. So I'm just going to ride with whatever the odds are, and they have on FanDuel Josephine Knudsen minus 670 favorite. To
That's why I was like, I don't think it's the same because I know it's different by now.
yeah, Marnie Man is plus 430. Full. Big difference there, but I'll go with the odds, and I'll go with Josephine here.
All right, fair enough. Moving on. Next fight of the night. Let me make sure I'm sharing, which I'm not. We got Matt Wade in here. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what up? What up?
Hell you guys want to know? Like that's like me, Matt Wade, and D Rose all went to elementary school together. That's how long.
Way back.
Yeah, that's how long we've known each other. Crazy, dude.
Palm Branch days.
Yeah, FBE. Here we go. All right, here we go. So up next we've got Charlie the Cannonball Campbell taking on Alex the Executioner Reyes. Charlie Campbell is 7-2 overall. Won 4 of his last 5. His only loss is to Chris Duncan, as he was trying to absolutely murder Chris Duncan from hurting him so many times. He got clipped back and just laid out just the one time. Pretty much that's his only loss in a long time, dude. Alex Reyes 13-3, lost to Mike Perry last, but if you see, it was 6 years ago, 5 years and 11 months, and I actually think on Saturday it'll be 6 years even, dude, since he's last fought. So keep that in mind. Charlie Campbell minus 400 favorite, probably should be like a minus 1,000 favorite, to be honest, though. Alex Reyes plus 300 dog. Charlie Campbell 28 years old, 6 foot, 72-inch reach. Trains with Sarah Longo, Aljo, all of them up there in New York. And Alex Reyes is 36 years old, 5'11", 72-inch reach. I guess D Rose break it down, but I mean, what are we breaking down?
Yeah, not too much from either, but I mean, just as far as with Alex Reyes, I mean, hey, that's what's up. Welcome home. They're back on our side now, at least. So, but no, I think Alex Reyes, dude, the only time I remember him was in the Mike Perry fight, and pretty sure Mike Perry got him in the clinch real quick, blasted him with knees, and got him out of there within like the first minute and a half. Because that was when Mike Perry was doing like the rooster dance when he was standing in the octagon, kind of doing the it was when he knocked out Alex Reyes. Dude, that was so freaking long ago. And I think for Charlie Campbell here, obviously a lot more active. And we've seen the performance that he had in the contender series against Chris Duncan. He ended up just putting himself at a position, trying to go for the finish, trying to impress Dana White because they were on contender series. Ended up getting himself caught, but I think we see that he does have good talent. Also at a good gym as well with that Sarah Longo gym. Good training partners. We see that he's got the good ability, and I think younger guy. Charlie Campbell should be able. Charlie Campbell should be able to get it done here, man. I would even say potentially by finish. Let's say by knockout. But man, Charlie Campbell, he better get it done, especially against a guy who ain't fought in 6 years, and he's 36 years old. But let's go Charlie Campbell here.
Indeed, man. Indeed. I am with you. I'm not going to add too much to that. I'm going Charlie Campbell as well. Probably, as you said, probably first round finish. That's the way. If I want to, just lay something on this fight straight up, I would be betting Charlie Campbell via finish this weekend. Next fight, though, we've got Tracy Cortez taking on Jazz the Vicious. Will we have our first different pick here? Let's find out. Tracy Cortez 10-1. Jazz the Vicious is 9-2. Tracy Cortez is a minus 130 favorite. Jazz the Vicious plus 110. Tracy Cortez, 29 years old, 5'5", 65-inch reach, fighting out of Fight Ready, Santino DeFranco, Jim, Henry Cejudo, all those down there. Jazz Davicius, 34 years old, 5'7", 68-inch reach, and fights out of Canada, dude. Yeah, dude. It's my turn, right? Yeah. Dude,
Yep.
Jazz Davicius, she only will win if she can out muscle the girl. That's the issue. And dude, I don't even know if that will work in this fight because Tracy Cortez is a really, really good wrestler. In her like last fight against who is it? Oh, was it Melissa Gatto? Yeah, dude, she got taken down a few times, but dude, she's really good about sweeping and ending up right back on top. So even if she does get taken down, she's good about sweeping, ending up back on top. It is UFC or Noche UFC this weekend. I would be crazy not to go for the Hispanic fighters this weekend on Mexican Independence Day. I am without a doubt going Tracy Cortez this weekend. Had to switch up the sombrero because the other one was too heavy.
Getting the neck rolls in. The neck muscles got a little tense in there trying to hold them things up. You went from a sombrero to a yarmulke.
Yeah, dude. This one's one for my dog.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a damn yarmulke on your head. But no, I think no, this is actually an interesting fight. I think Tracy Cortez, she's good. She has shown us that she's, as you said, good wrestler. I think she's got really good footwork. She's hard to kind of track down a lot. Jazz Davicius, as you said, she likes to fight with her pressure. She doesn't have the cleanest boxing, but she will, throw strikes, head kicks. She even surprised me in the Miranda Maverick fight with a couple of head kicks that she landed in that fight as well. She'll do whatever it takes to get to the fight in the position that she wants it in. She's a big girl for the weight class. I think Tracy Cortez, the way that she's going to have to win this fight is going to be through footwork, just making sure that Jasmine pressure just doesn't get to her. But man, I think Jazz Davicius, I think there's some money to be had this weekend, man. I like her style, just in terms of how it matches up with Tracy Cortez. I know Tracy Cortez does have good sweeps and stuff, but man, I just don't know if she's been active enough. She's only fought like once a year for the last 3 years, I'm gonna say. Where Jazz Davicius, I think this is her third fight within the last year, like a full calendar year. So I think just in terms of activity, she's a little bit sharper. I would even say, I know Cortez has beaten Blanchfield, but I would say at this point, I mean, Jazz Davicius and Tracy Cortez's level of competition in the UFC isn't that much further apart. And Jazz Davicius, her only loss in the UFC was to Natalia Silva, who we understand is an absolute killer. So I don't think there's any sweat in losing the fight to Natalia Silva. I'm going Jazz Davicius here. I think she gets it done. I think her pressure gets it done. I think she uses her wrestling. I think she's big. I think she's going to use her size and hold position. And I think she gets it done by decision. Jazz Davicius does.
And here we have a classic case of recency bias, dude. No, dude, she was way bigger than Maverick, dude, like a solid 4 or 5 inches bigger than Maverick, dude. And that's the only reason why that fight played out like it did, because she was able to out muscle her and lay on her, dude. Because like Miranda Maverick trained right here when she started in the UFC at a place called the House of Muay Thai. Like, that's not a wrestling place. That's literally a Muay Thai. They have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, and that's it. So she got to the UFC with that. So I just kind of feel like there's a big difference here, and that's why I'm heavy on Tracy Cortez this weekend. I do have her in a parlay already. D Rose told me that he wasn't confident in it, but I'm sure she gets it done this weekend. Give me Tracy Cortez as a slight favorite this weekend. Anything else on this one, D Rose? Or we do have our first different pick of the week. D Rose on Jazz Davicius. I am on Tracy Cortez.
Yep. We can keep moving.
All right, fair enough. Moving on up, one that I'm actually an absolute fan of, but I'm gonna give you the stats, and then we're gonna let D Rose break it down. We got Dirty Reg saying this feels like a toss-up for a fight, no matter what side you're on, and that's why it is lined so close. All the other fights this weekend are like minus 400 favorites. When grapplers fight, it's all about who's better on the feet, and I think Tracy Cortez is, because Kay Hansen was kind of knuckling up Jazz Vicious, but I didn't want to remind D Rose of that before he made his pick. Edgar Chairez taking on Daniel Da Silva, Lacerda, Mojo. He's lost 4 in a row, and he's still in the UFC, but UFC ain't going to cut him if you're this damn exciting. But he's going to be taking on Edgar Pitbull Chairez, that is 10-5 for Chairez. He has won 3 of his last 5, lost his last fight to Tatsuro Taira. He probably could have won that fight if he didn't pull guillotine like an idiot, dude. On the other hand, Daniel Da Silva, Lacerda, Mojo, you know how he fights. He's an absolute hell on wheels for the first 3 minutes of a fight, and then he absolute gasses. And he loses all of his fights in the UFC that he's been in. So Chairez is 27 years old, 5'7", 72-inch reach, while Daniel Da Silva Lacerda is 27 years old, 5'6", with a 70-inch reach. So Da Silva going to be an inch shorter and have a 2-inch reach disadvantage. D Rose, break it down.
Yeah, should be a fun fight, as you said. Daniel Lacerda, he just absolute 0 to 100. And there's no stop until he's all the way back down to 0. Like, that's it. Just until that gas hand is under E, he is going to go 110%. And that's what the fans end up loving so much about him. But it just puts himself in such bad positions because he's kill or be killed so much that he's more killed than he is doing any of the killing. So he puts himself in bad positions, outreaches himself and gets himself set up for big counters or just gasses and doesn't have a way to respond defensively. So I think Edgar Chairez, as you said, in that fight against Tatsuro Taira, he put up a very good effort. I believe he took that fight on short notice as well. So he ended up, holding his own against a guy who was highly regarded of in the UFC on short notice as well, and potentially could have won the fight. So I think, it all adds up to me. I think Edgar Chairez should be able to get it done. I would say if you're, you could do maybe a round 1 or 2 finish for Edgar Chairez on FanDuel. I would probably lean towards something like that. I definitely think he gets it done by finish. Just depending on what round is going to be a tough thing. But yeah, I think he'll probably get it done by submission.
All right. D Rose on Edgar Pitbull Chairez this week. And I'm going to do something. Probably going to regret it. Not going to bet it. But I am going to pick Daniel Da Silva this weekend. Something just tells me Pitbull's a big 125er and cuts a lot of weight, dude. So, if we see Edgar Chairez on the scales looking really, really sucked in, dude, got to watch out. Daniel Da Silva is hell on wheels around the one. And, he could hit Edgar Chairez with one of those spinning wheel kicks. I believe Daniel Da Silva has knocked down every opponent that he has been in the octagon with in the UFC. He just hasn't went on to be able to finish them. Man, if he can calm down for just a second and just compose himself, land a few more shots. Give me the big dog this week. Almost plus 200 dog. Give me Daniel Da Silva Lacerda as our second different pick this week. Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Risking it for the biscuit.
I don't know why, dude. I don't know why. I just kind of feel like that he gets it done like this weekend. And odds are pretty wide, but if I'm going to bet this, the over under set at 1.5. It's minus 190. I'm probably going to put that in a parlay if I'm going to be honest.
Right. I could definitely understand, but yeah, you're definitely risking it going for a Lacerda pick, but I like the guts.
Yeah. All right. So next fight of the night, a fight that I could not be more confident in this weekend. We've got Roman Kopylov taking on one of D Rose's favorites, Josh Fremd. D Rose's guy, Josh Fremd. 11-2 for Roman Kopylov. His only 2 losses ever were to Albert Duraev and to Carl Roberson. Carl Roberson, doesn't really, not a good look, to be honest. But
That's a
then
bad loss.
after
Yeah, that's a bad
after
loss.
losing to Duraev, he then went to Dagestan. Looks like he has really improved cardio, improved his takedown defense, and his wrestling greatly in the past 2 years for the most part, on a 3-win streak. Head kicking Alessio Di Chirico. There we go. Knocked out Punahele Soriano late, and then absolutely knocked the shit out of Claudio Ribeiro about a month ago with another head kick. Yeah, dude. Josh Frimm could have lost to Jamie Pickett in his last fight if Jamie Pickett knew how to put hooks in. Beat Cedricos Dumas, but that isn't saying a whole lot. Got the nastiest guillotine from Trayshawn Gore. Fought Anthony Hernandez late notice and got wrestled for all 3 rounds. Yeah, dude. So that being said, Roman Kopylov is no longer a minus 260 favorite. I know that right now. And Josh Frimm no longer a plus 210 dog. But Roman Kopylov, 32 years old, I think he's taller than 6 foot, to be honest, and a 75-inch reach. But Josh Frimm is a really, really tall guy. He's probably one of the tallest middleweights on the roster at 29 years old, 6'4" and a 76-inch reach. So Josh Frimm going to have a 1-inch reach. So not even that big of a reach, dude. My thing is Josh Frimm is just bad, dude. He's just terrible. He's not a good fighter. Dude, on that level with Jamie Pickett, dude. Like you saw in that fight, while I was like, I am not watching this fight because this is the worst. This is the 2 worst middleweights on the UFC roster right here, dude. Roman Kopylov going to absolutely demolish Josh Frimm this weekend. If you want my exact method of victory, I'm going to go round 2 body kick. Yeah, round 2 body kick. He's going to drop Josh Frimm. He's going to finish him off, dude. Give me Roman Kopylov to knock out Josh Frimm this weekend. Which way are you going, D-Rose?
Yeah, I mean, I really can't add too much more than what you had said.
Also, do you have odds for this right now?
I do not have them, but I can get them for you real quick. But
I can pull them up. Go ahead.
Well, no, you're good. I got him right here. So Roman Kopylov, you can get him at minus 390 right now, and Josh Frimm, you can get him at plus 280 on FanDuel. Yeah, I mean, I can't really add too much more. I would probably say if I'm looking to bet, I would maybe a little bit more juice. You could look for a round 2 or 3 finish by Roman Kopylov, maybe a knockout round 2 or 3 if it gives you that round combination. I think there's a chance that Josh Frimm does come out, maybe try to use some of his wrestling in the beginning to try to slow the fight down. But I think as the fight wears on, I think as Claudio Ribeiro kind of witnessed as well, those kicks are from Roman Kopylov are just absolutely brutal. He's a sniper. And when he lands, he hurts people, man. And we've seen Josh Frimm hurt in certain positions as well. And I think Kopylov, as you said, I think I don't want to say he makes it look easy, but I think he gets a brutal finish here. Let's go, Roman Kopylov.
Dude, I just think he went to Dagestan, maybe started getting on their program, D-Rose. Their program, and dude, he's looked really, really good since he's been training over there, dude. Seems like
wrestling with them bears, man. That's what it does.
Yeah. Those bears might be some doctors as well, though. But yeah, dude, me and D-Rose both on Roman Kopylov this week, probably via finish as well. D-Rose, I'm jealous you get to break this one down because I'm so passionate about this one. But it is.
Go ahead and take it. Yeah, go ahead and take it. I'll get the next one. I'll get the next one. I like I like Padilla.
Here we go. You can read this one. There you go.
One more shrimp on the barbie, getting to drop like a Sheila's and fellas.
Yeah,
I kind of quivered out there at the end.
Dude, the last part to me was my favorite, to be honest. Like, 'cause it sounded like a country Australian. I don't even know if that exists, but like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
from
nah, like
the
a redneck Australian. I know
from the
exactly what you're
bush
saying.
that Silent Six would say. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, hit that like button, y'all. We would truly appreciate it. As I said, always forget to ask y'all. All right, D Rose, I got this one then. So we got Lupita Godinez going to be taking on Elise Reed. Lupi Godinez 10-3 overall. Elise Reed is 7-3 overall. Lupi Godinez is a minus 450 favorite, or she was at one point. D Rose, you want to give me the odds for that now? According to this, plus 340 dog for Elise Reed. Lupi Godinez, 30 years old, 5 foot. Imagine if she was 6'2". 30 years old, 5'2", and a 61-inch reach. Where Elise Reed is 30 years old, 5'3", and a 63-inch reach. D-Rose, what's the odds on this?
Right now on FanDuel, Lupita Godinez minus 500, and Elise Reed is plus 340 right now on FanDuel.
All right. So I only feel confident in playing Lupi to win this fight if she wrestles, dude. But we haven't seen her wrestle since Ariane Carnelosi fight when she took her down like 8 times, dude. In her last 3 fights against Angie Hill, Cynthia Calvillo, and Emily Ducote, dude, she shot like 1 takedown. And I'm like, hey, Lupi, you are the best at this. What are you? You have a path to victory here. Take her ass down. Like, you're clearly better there, but it's almost like she's too comfortable being on the feet. Dude, if Lupi Godinez wrestles, I understand the minus 500 price tag, dude. But I swear to God, dude, if she does not shoot for a takedown against Elise Reed, dude, that has the worst ground game and the worst takedown defense in the division, dude. She got taken down and submitted by Loma Lukebeam, a literal Muay Thai striker, dude, as her first submission ever. Lupi Godinez has a clear path to victory this weekend. Take down Elise Reed, take her back, and submit her. Take Elise Reed down, put her in a crucifix, and pound her face in, dude. Elise Reed has nothing to offer from her back. And Lupi Godinez should win this fight. That being said, if she does not go for a takedown, dude, Elise Reed has clean striking, dude. She's pretty powerful on the feet. She's a solid Muay Thai striker. Flicks that little leg up there. Not the best kicks in the world, but you know, they do the job. But she's got clean hands and she's got solid power, dude. And if this is strictly on the feet, this fight's a pick'em, dude. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I am going Lupi Godinez because she does have the path to victory and she should get it done this weekend. But if it's on the feet this week, this is going to be that peach hole lemon of the week, dude. Me and you like, oh God, come on, Lupi. God, come on, judges. Gift us a decision on Mexican Independence Day because we need this. If this is going to be on the feet, dude, we need a judge's gift decision this weekend. I'm going Lupi Godinez. D-Rose, which way you going, man?
Yeah, honestly, I could not have broken it down much better. I do think that, if you look, Elise Reed, she's won 1, lost 1 in her last few, losing to people like, Sam Page Hughes and, like you said, Loma Lukebeam, people who aren't relatively known as being finishers, and they're getting finishes against Elise Reed. Elise Reed is, as you said, tough, good hands, but man, she's I think in terms of the wrestling, there's clearly a hole in her game, and I think that's something Lupi can take advantage of, and I think she does that. Give me a Lupi here.
All right,
Zuckerberg.
Elise Zuckerberg Reed. Elise, I'm not a robot Reed. Elise, I'm a real girl Reed. At least I don't have a charging port.
Anybody have a type C?
Lupi will wrestle. She won't repeat that mistake of not. The issue is she's had 3 fights now where she hasn't wrestled. So the not repeating the mistake of not wrestling, she hasn't done it in the past 3 fights. She lost against Angie Hill, and then she didn't wrestle against Emily Ducote or Cynthia Calvillo. It's like you still won those fights, but God, I did, dude. That Cynthia Calvillo fight was way more close than I would have liked it to be, dude.
Especially if you bet on her.
Yeah, dude. Just waiting for the day that you two transition into commentary, a commentating job, UFC. Matt sounded like John Anik. Dude, could you imagine if fucking John Anik was saying how terrible Elise Reed's takedown defense was?
Have like the Boston accent, like fucking Elise Reed's takedown defense is ass, yeah.
God awful. It's god awful.
Fucking ass, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Up next, one that D Rose wanted. If she can win other areas and don't wrestle, I can't knock that. Okay, yeah, she can win in other areas. I just don't like the odds. Shouldn't be minus 500 if this is a stand up fight. All right, D Rose. So let me set this one up for you. We've got clicking the wrong things. Here we go. We've got Fernando El Violente Padilla going to be taking on Kyle the Monster Nelson. Fernando Padilla is 15-4. Kyle Nelson is 14-5-1. Padilla the minus 250 favorite. Kyle Nelson plus 205 dog. Padilla is 26 years old, 6'1" and a 76-inch reach. He might be a little bit taller there, to be honest. Kyle Nelson, 32 years old, 5'11" and a 71-inch reach. D Rose, break it down.
Yeah, I think this fight should be a good fight. We've seen Francisco Padilla in his last fight against Julian Erosa, and you want to talk about a sniper. It was literally like every punch he threw, he landed on Julian Erosa, and every one, like Julian Erosa's legs just completely buckled every single time Francisco Padilla just landed. So lets me know that there is some power there and there's some accuracy there on his part. Kyle Nelson, he's a pretty solid fighter. He's got good wrestling. He's got decent leg kicks, decent boxing, but he's a little bit slower. And his fights in the UFC that he's won, Blake Builder, Polo Reyes, guys who aren't relatively great guys. He had the draw against Doo-Ho Choi. Wasn't that the one where they called like Doo-Ho Choi getting like the headbutt or something like that, and they took the point away from him when and that was something that a lot of fans, if you go back and look, a lot of fans dismiss the point deduction that Doo-Ho Choi had, and Doo-Ho Choi could have won that fight. Kyle Nelson isn't that great, and I think Padilla, even though we've only seen one fight of him in the UFC, man, he looked good, looked sharp. And man, Kyle Nelson lost to John Herbert by decision.
A year ago, up at 155. Yeah.
He lost John Herbert by decision. He got out wrestled. I mean, he's not the biggest guy, and as you said, Francisco Padilla, he's gonna have a pretty good size going into that fight, man. So I think Padilla gets it done here.
All right. D Rose, I can't say much else. I do love the way that Francisco Padilla looked in his last fight when, as you said, dude, hit Julian Erosa with every punch that he threw for the most part on the way down, dude. His
strike percentage was 100%.
Dude, his head was just like boom, 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 like left, right, hook. It all landed, dude. He could have threw like one of these. Wham, and it would have been still hit him. Like he could have like winded up one hand and threw the other one. And he was still punched him right in the face.
Dude, the wind up hand would have ended up hitting him. Like when he was winding up, it would have been hitting him, and he would have been holding the hand back here. Like that's how many times like
hey, I'm gonna throw this at you. Wham. All right. I am with you though. I am on the Mexican here in Fernando Padilla. Moving on up, I went 2 in a row. D Rose, I'll let you do 2 in a row because I know you like these guys. We got Daniel Zellhuber taking on Christos Giagos. We got the Golden Boy, Daniel Zellhuber, 13-1. Only loss was to Trey Ogden ever. Not a good look though. We got the Spartan Christos Giagos, going to look different every time he comes out here. It doesn't make any. I'm like, who is that guy? Like he changes his appearance. He's basically Cheeto Vera. But a white guy. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we got minus 250 for Daniel Zellhuber, plus 205 for Christoph Giagos. Daniel Zellhuber, 24 years old, 6'1" and a 77-inch reach, while Christoph Giagos is 33 years old, 5'10" and a 71-inch reach. D Rose, break it down. I'm gonna go grab something to drink while you're talking real quick.
Yeah, this fight, Daniel Zellhuber, young up and comer, he's got good striking. As Matt said, he did have that loss to Trey Ogden. A little bit of a rough loss, but you can maybe make the argument, a little bit of UFC jitters. I think Trey Ogden in that fight, he kind of put the pressure on Zellhuber and kind of took away the kicking range of Zellhuber. So, but in the land of Venata fight, Venata, although he's not the not the toughest, he's very tough. Let me take that back. He's not the greatest in terms of his capability of reaching the top 15, but Venata's a good fighter, man, and I think Zellhuber was able to go in there and kind of do what we thought that he was going to do, use his range, and really keep Venata at distance with good rangy strikes and really add it up on him. And I think for Christos Giagos, he's a capable fighter, but he's kind of got that killer be killed mentality where he'll go in and he'll get some finishes, but then he's also not scared to go in there and risk it all and risk the chance of getting finished as well. I do think that for me, I do think Zellhuber is definitely, obviously he's a betting favorite for a reason. You get him at you can get him at, let's see here on FanDuel, you can get him at minus 295 right now. Pretty sizable favorite, but I can understand why Giagos is very up and down in his performances in the UFC. I think Zellhuber should be able to get it done here as long as he manages range. Let's go Zellhuber. I think he could. Let's go by decision. I do think Zellhuber, he seems like he's a little bit more patient. He's not one to overextend himself to try to go get the finish, but I think he's got the ability to get it done here by decision.
Fair enough. One thing that I do want to point out, Christoph Giagos is probably going to gas. He gasses every time he fights. If we see him in the third round, dude, he's going to be huffing and puffing. So if you're going to play like Zellhuber by decision, maybe take the 3 or decision. Just want to throw that out there because Christos may gas in the third round, but I am going same as you, D Rose. Give me Daniel Zellhuber, the Golden Boy, to win this fight via decision. But wouldn't surprise me if Christoph Giagos gassed and then Zellhuber ended up finishing him in the third. Up next, D Rose. Here we go. We got a big favorite. Dude, is this the same sombrero? Is this the same sombrero that he has on, dude? In the picture?
Dude.
Is this the same one that he has on right now, dude? Look at the one in
that.
The picture.
No.
Here, let me zoom in on here.
I will say, yeah, you got to zoom in on yourself. You got to zoom in on yourself and his. I don't think so, but that's pretty damn close.
All right, let's look at this one and now this one. Hey, it's pretty close. I might have something like the same one.
His piece is like a little bit wider. They're like a little wider.
Yeah. I don't know.
But that's that's damn close though. That's damn close.
Probably made by the same people, D Rose. Who knows? But yeah, that being said, let me zoom back out here so you guys can see the fight. We've got El Nino Problema, Raul Rosas Jr. taking on Tear Bear, Terrence Mitchell.
That's his name, Tear Bear.
That's what it says, man. We got 7-1 for Raul Rosas Jr., 14-3 for Tear Bear, and that's what we will refer to him as now. Tapology says minus 550 favorite, but I know he is a minus 770 favorite. Is Raul Rosas Jr. plus 400 dog, but probably plus 550, 600 now for Terror Bear. Raul Rosas Jr. is 18 years old, almost 19, 5'9" and a 67-inch reach, while Terror Bear is fighting out of Anchorage, Alaska, out of the Garage Crew. He is 33 years old, 5'10", and we don't know his reach, but he last lost to Cameron Simon in the first round. And Cameron Simon's not really like a first round knockout guy. He usually puts the pressure on and gets it done a little bit late. But dude, the Terror Bear is in trouble this weekend, and he is terrible. Maybe that's what Terror stands for. Probably doesn't stand for terrorist. It probably stands for Terrible Bear. All right. I'm going Raul Rosas Jr. round 1 submission. D-Rose, which way are you going?
Yeah, you see the UFC really likes Raul Rosas. They're trying to set him up here for a bounce back win after coming off what he fought Christian Rodriguez in his last fight, coming off that fight. So
that's who Cameron Simon fights next too, by the way.
Yeah, well, and Christian Rodriguez is a good fighter as well, so that's not a bad loss for Raul Rosas. It's just that I think you would even kind of mention going into it. Into his last fight, it was a pretty decent step up for him, considering how young he is. But Terrence Mitchell, I think he's just getting set up here.
That's not his name, dude.
Terrible Bear.
Terror Bear. That's his name. TERR -Bear.
Terrible Bear here. Yeah, he's getting served up for Raul Rosas kind of comeback win. I think even if Rosas doesn't get the early submission, I think he could end up getting it maybe later in the second round or so. But I do agree with you. I think Rosas should be able to get the submission here. Let's go Raul Rosas. Let's go rear naked choke.
All right, round 1 rear naked choke for Raul Rosas Jr. Do we only have 2 different picks so far?
Yeah.
All right, co-main event time. We've got the Trailblazer himself. Said that he would take this fight for a taco truck, so he is declaring himself an honorary Mexican. That's what he said. He said he's from Texas, and he loves his Mexicans. So that's why he wanted to fight on this card, and he ended up getting a taco truck. Dude, Kevin Holland is nuts. We got the Trailblazer, Kevin Holland, 25-9 overall, dude. And he's like 18 of those fights are in the UFC. That's the crazy part, dude.
It's crazy,
dude.
And he's done that in like 5 years or so, like 5-6 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, Jack Della Maddalena, 15-2, won all 5 of his last 5. Kevin Holland is, I think, like a plus 120. Here, let me pull it up.
Right now on FanDuel, it's kind of climbing. JDM, he is a minus 156 right now. And you can get Kevin Holland, you can get him at plus 122 right now.
Yeah.
On the money line.
Same for DraftKings. So Kevin Holland about a plus 125, Jack Della about a minus 150. The favorite, Kevin Holland, is the underdog. Kevin Holland, 30 years old, 6'3", and an 81-inch reach, while Jack Della Maddalena is 5'11", or 27 years old, 5'11", and a 73-inch reach. D-Rose, I hate when my favorite fighters, not my favorite fighters, I hate when 2 fighters that I like fight each other, because I am a true Kevin Holland fan. I'm currently wearing my Kevin Holland shirt, the Trailblazer. The Trailblazer. Maybe going to give you a little insight to who I'm picking this weekend. But is it my turn to break it down or your turn to break it down, D-Rose?
I believe I did the last one, correct? So, no, because I did the Hoover, you did the Rosas. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll do the. I'll let you go ahead. I'll do the main event. Cause I know you're excited about breaking this one
down. Not really, dude, because I'm split on who to pick, to be honest. Because
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. I guess Off the jump, I'm going to pick Kevin Holland because he's one of my favorite fighters more than Jack Della. I do like Jack Della, but I've just seen Kevin Holland beat better people. I've seen him fight better people. And he really only lost up at 185 against people that wrestled and laid on him. And that's not Jack Della. He's going to stand and bang with him. And to be honest, dude, the best person Jack Della's beat is probably Randy Brown, yeah?
Yeah.
And in the Ramzan Amir fight, bro, he was caught in a Darce choke that was really, really deep. And on the Contender Series, when he fought Ange Lusa, dude, that fight went to decision. And I think it was a split decision, dude. So it's like, dude, I don't know if Jack Della should be a huge favorite this weekend. I mean, it's a close fight. Yeah, dude, I just got to go Kevin Holland. I think at worst, if he doesn't, because we've never even seen Kevin Holland dropped, dude. It's just he's crazy durable. He's long when he can use it. He's powerful, dude. And I've just seen him beat better people. Give me Kevin Holland to win this fight somehow, whether it's submission, knockout, or decision. But he is the dog, and I will be taking Kevin Holland to win this weekend. Break it down, D-Rose. Or I'm sorry. Go ahead, D-Rose.
I agree with you in terms of, the matchup of this fight. I don't like the matchup. I like both fighters. I love watching both of them fight. But in terms of the stylistic matchup, it is a really fun fight if you actually kind of step back and look at it just in terms of a pure stylistic standpoint. Kevin Holland, he's got all the dangers as far as the range. He's got the speed. He's got the athleticism. He's got he's got that jiu-jitsu in his back pocket. He could break out that Darce choke at any minute. Kevin Holland's super dangerous with it. So, he could very well implement that if he wants to. And I think JDM, it is a lot for him that he hasn't seen. I think the biggest thing is that I think in terms of when it comes down to the boxing, like the pure hands, JDM is cleaner. I think if you go back and look at that Kevin Holland and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fight, Kevin Holland definitely had moments and hurt Stephen Thompson early, and I know that he ended up hurting his hand in the fight, but even after he had, kind of initially hurt Stephen Thompson was able to get his wits about him and was landing pretty good on Kevin Holland as the fight went on. I think the biggest thing with Kevin Holland, and I always pick on him about it in his fights, is that he just lunges into range and just throws wild hooks when he has the reach advantage on most of his opponents. I think if he steps in the pocket like that, trying to trade a little bit more, I just think JDM's just a little bit cleaner with his hands. And I just think, especially the body work as well, that's something that Kevin Holland doesn't normally do at all, except for he'll work his kicks in, but as far as his hands, no. JDM, I think especially when it comes to the handwork to the body, I think that, combo wise, I think he'll just end up adding it up more than what Kevin Holland can. And if Kevin Holland doesn't get the finish, I think you can see JDM getting it done by decision here. I think it'll be a great fight. It'll be fight of the night. And I think JDM will probably end up squeaking out a decision. It's not going to be an easy fight by any means. But I think just in terms of volume and damage, I just think that JDM is going to have a little bit more volume, a little bit more impact, and I think he gets it done.
Fair enough. Does Kevin Holland's knees up the middle worry you at all with?
No, not entirely, because I think, just in terms of, styles make fights, I think when, who is it that I can't remember the guy's name that JDM fought in his last fight now, but that dude did have
Basil Hafez.
Basil Hafez, and he kept jumping for a guillotine, but he was kind of squatting low to be ready to defend those takedowns. Kevin Holland, or at least at this point, I wouldn't bet on Kevin Holland really going to be putting any threat in terms of a takedown there. So I think you can see JDM's defense being a little bit more up and tight.
All right. That being said, it is main event time. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys over here. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, what the hell are you doing? Also, I will be in Las Vegas, Nevada this weekend for Noche UFC. I will be in the building in the T-Mobile Arena, watching these ladies throw down. So if you see me out there, say what's up. We'll grab a picture. I'll shout you out on the podcast next week, but you have to let me know. Yeah, dude, I'm super excited for to be going to another fight, dude. It was pretty dope going to Nashville, so it's going to be pretty dope going to Vegas. I've actually never been to Vegas before, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Try not to spend all your money while you're out there.
Yeah, dude. Gonna make a few bets while I'm out there. Probably gamble away some money that I don't need to lose. But hey, you know what? It's all in good fun. But here we have this weekend, y'all. Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. 2 D-Rose. 2. And yeah, dude. It's a good fight. We got Alexa Grasso is 16-3 overall, won all 5 of her last 5. Valentina Bullet Shevchenko is 23-4 overall, won 4 of her last 5. Her only loss was via submission to Alexa Grasso 6 months ago, rear naked choke in the 4th round. If you do not remember, I do remember because I had a bet Alexa Grasso via submission that hit, and I was like, hell yeah. Plus 135 dog for Alexa Grasso. Minus 160 favorite for Valentina Shevchenko, dude. About a month ago, it was plus 200 for Alexa Grasso, and I think it was like minus 280 for Valentina Shevchenko. But odds have kind of closed in a little bit tighter than they were a few months ago. But Alexa Grasso is 30 years old, 5'5", and a 66-inch reach, while Valentina Bullet Shevchenko is 35 years old, 5'5", and a 65.5-inch reach. So same height and same reach for the most part. Alexa Grasso will have a half-inch reach advantage on her. D-Rose, break down the main event, brother.
Shoot. Tough fight, man. It's a tough fight to pick. We obviously seen how, Alexa got it done last time. She trained for that moment time after time again, in terms of setting up that submission coming off that spinning kick that Valentina likes to throw. If you go back into that fight, as you said, in the 4th round, all the judges, I think they had Valentina up 2-1 in terms of the round. She was up 2 rounds to 1. Alexa Grasso, she was landing in that fight. She was landing, good combos. She was getting in and out really well. But I do think that there were times where she was just letting Valentina get a little bit better of the exchanges, which, understandably so. Valentina was a long-time reigning champion. She obviously knows what she's doing in terms of, knowing how to add up points to win a fight. So Valentina knows what she's doing there. But, Alexa capitalized on the perfect moment. I'm so back and forth on who I want to pick because I want to say Valentina because I do think that, this is a consistency that she's always shown, and she was winning that fight up until she wasn't. But then if you look at it, just in terms of, the stats and everything, Valentina's just getting a little bit older now. She already has the loss. How much is that going to play with her psyche going into this matchup with Alexa Grasso? She's 35 years old now. I would say probably more on the back end of her prime, where Alexa Grasso, 30 years old, kind of more in the peak of her power right now, just in terms of her prime. I think I'm going Grasso, man. I think she gets it done. I think the reason why is because I do think that Valentina is going to be a little bit more cautious on throwing that spinning back kick. She's going to be a little bit more cautious on throwing kicks in general. And I think if she ends up making it a little bit more one dimension with the hands and she's not able to use her wrestling, I think Alexa Grasso can add it up just in terms of the boxing. Because I think just in terms of just pure hands, Alexa is the better boxer than Valentina. Valentina is a better kickboxer and Muay Thai artist overall, but I think if it was just a boxing match, obviously I would think that Alexa Grasso is going to be the cleaner boxer between the two. I think she's able to use her footwork, use her boxing, and Valentina, I think this might be the last hurrah for her, just in terms of she doesn't win this fight, she could potentially retire. I'm going to Alexa Grasso, man. I think she gets it done.
Yeah, it's no secret who I'm going for. Alexa's been one of my favorites for a while. When she won last time, it was surprising to me, dude. I was like, hell yeah, dude. She beat Valentina. I was like, oh my God, it actually happened, dude. It was great. Yeah, dude. And in the fight, while the fight was happening, while it was unfolding right in front of my eyes, when I was seeing my girl box up Valentina, like she was knuckling her up. She was knocking her head around. I think it was the second round, dude. I was like, damn, dude, she is tagging Valentina up. The judges may have had her up to 2 rounds, but dude, I gave Alexa the last fucking second round just how much she was knuckling up Valentina. But hey, it don't even matter because she gets choked out in the fourth round. Dude, I have Alexa Grasso winning this fight via decision this time, dude. I think, as you said, Valentina's going to be a little bit safer, not throw as many spinning shits. I do think she is going to try to go for the takedown, but I know Alexa Grasso knows that is what Valentina is going to do. That's now her only path to victory because we now know I don't think she's going to outstrike Alexa Grasso. I think like Valentina has to wrestle to win, dude. And Valentina hasn't notoriously been a great wrestler. She can get takedowns, but if she's forced to do that for 4 rounds, dude, is she going to get kind of tired? Who knows, dude? Who knows? Yeah, dude, I got Alexa Grasso winning this fight via decision and still this week, dude. But that over your strap is going to be and new because shout out to Lush Low Main for dropping the $5 dono, letting us know what our different picks are this week. We've got 3 different ones. You guys pick different on Cortez versus Jazz Devicious, where I did pick Tracy Cortez and D Rose did pick Jazz Devicious. Our second different pick was Edgar Chairez versus Daniel Lacerda da Silva, where I'm probably going to lose this one, but I did pick Daniel da Silva and D Rose did pick Edgar Chairez. D Rose holding in a yawn. I see you, brother. Why was your face through this?
I was getting a little lockjaw there. I was holding it in. I got up early this morning, so.
And our third different pick is going to be the Trailblazer, Kevin Holland versus Jack Dilla Maddalena. And I went Kevin Holland, D Rose going Jack Dilla. That's our 3 different picks this week. D Rose won the pick champ last week. That shit's going to be coming back home this week. I appreciate it, Lush. And for those of you still around here,
yes, sir.
You remember the ladder that we spoke about at the beginning of the show. This is the betting portion of the podcast. We tried to do this last week, y'all, and Israel really shit the bed for us. So that being said, we've got another one back here this week, y'all. It's another 4-leg. We would like to have a 2 or a 3-leg, but these damn odds this week were just they're not giving it. It's literally nothing but chalk this week. It's like, hey, what's your favorite flavor of food? Chalk. That's what I'm eating this week because that's pretty much what we got to bet on to have decent odds. Before I show y'all this, I do have to let y'all know that I personally have my own one of these in. It's a 3-leg. I got Tracy Cortez, Lupe Godinez, and Roman Kopylov. It's like maybe plus 170 or something like that, or around there. But that is not what D Rose agreed with me on because he does not like Tracy Cortez this weekend, as he picked Jazz Devicious. So we settled together on a 4-leg, and here it is. D Rose, you want to break it down?
Yeah, we got Roman Kopylov money line at minus 400. That was what we locked in on because we actually did this bet last night.
It's a little bit better now, right?
Yeah, I think Roman Kopylov is minus 390. So I mean, not that much of a difference. Lupita Godinez money line at minus 480. We got Francisco Padilla money line at minus 265. And we got Daniel Zellhuber money line at minus 290, which we got our 4-leg there that gives us an odds of plus 179. $20 to win $55.96. Starting to get that. We were a little bit nervous with putting a 4-leg together, but man, it was really the only thing that kind of where we were both comfortable enough to put it on there to try to hit at least $55 or more. So we're just here trying to make sure we get you guys some wins as we go through this ladder challenge here.
Yeah, so this is our first week because once again, last week, huge upset, but what can
A little
you
bit of
do?
reset.
Yeah, but thankfully we lost it at $20 and not at the 250 or the 500 euros.
Exactly.
Uh, so we are restarting this week. We are going $20 to win 50, and then next week we'll do 50 to 100, yeah, and just so on and so forth until we make it to that $1,000 mark. Yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do. So if you want to get our picks and everything, do the parlay with us these next 5 weeks. Feel free to come on back, hang out here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button over here on the Golden Octagon. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much about all from us here today. All from us here today. Shout out Lush, dude. You're the man. I'm late, but I'm here, baby. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Benjamin. We're about to hop off here, but we appreciate it.
Go back and listen, though. Go back and listen.
Yeah, fun little fact. If you want to skip the ads, just go ahead and and just rewind now, so you don't have to watch the ads. But indeed, the Jeff Hardy ladder match, the Jeff Hardy parlay. Yeah, man. Anything for before we get out of here, D-Rose?
Man,
dude, we should change.
Let's make some money this weekend, boys.
Like we should change it to the peach hole lemon parlay.
Dude, whenever you're betting on Jamie Malarkey, that'll be the
he will get the decision robbery in Australia. We can count on that.
Yeah, that'll be the lemon booty. I don't know. It might not have been a robbery, but it was
dude, I think John McDessie 1, 2, and 3 pretty clear.
Dude, I told you McDessie was looking good. You was like, man, I don't know. I thought Malarkey won the first round cleanly. I was like, dude, McDessie's landing clean right now. It kind of had me shook, but hey, it ended up crashing anyway. But man, let's make some money this weekend. We're gonna start this ladder challenge. We're gonna restart it right this time.
Yeah, and once again, if you see me in Vegas this weekend at Noche UFC, come say what's up. We'll grab a picture, and you'll be featured on the podcast next week or on a card video. I'll film like a vlog, and I'll have it up probably Monday or Tuesday next week, something like that. But yeah, we appreciate all y'all for stopping by this week. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Win some money. Don't lose anything more than you can afford to, because no one thinks that's cool. But that's going to be all from us. Matt and D-Rose, we'll catch y'all later. And buenos noches.
Peace.